Hey JTD family, I'm just going to give you a 4-week update on my shoulder. So for anyone that's been following along, if not, 4 weeks ago I had right shoulder surgery. I had the labrum reattached to my shoulder as I pretty much tore all of it off playing rugby when I dislocated my shoulder. So I finally was able to get it fixed, which is awesome. And now I'm 4 weeks down. I'm feeling a lot better. There's really next to no pain, just muscle aches and twitches every now and then, obviously because the bone and muscle is still trying to heal together, which is the biggest difference than just doing like a normal muscle tear. You have to wait for the bone to actually regrow into the ligament or into the muscle and vice versa. So they've really got to reattach again before you can do anything strenuous. I'm going to show you some of the exercises that I'm currently doing for physio that I've been given to do. So that way you can see kind of like what goes on at 4 weeks in. My physio did say I'm definitely ahead of where most people are at 4 weeks. So obviously everyone's different, everyone heals different. We're going to go through all different stages, but this is where I am, so to speak. So I'm just going to show you some of the exercises, but other than that, recovery is going really well. Anyone that's going through this 4 weeks in is normally, I actually feel a huge difference, and you kind of get used to sleeping. You get used to sleeping in the sling and all that as well. So you kind of get used to the daily processes, and I'm getting around a lot more. I've actually recently just started back to training. Going to a normal gym. Just been able to do like legs and some abs and like the stationary bike and nothing too insane, which is better than nothing. So hopefully in 2 weeks time I can get the sling completely off and then be able to start like running and jumping and trying to re-strengthen my arm, which would be awesome. So I'm just going to go through some of the exercises that I'm currently doing, and then yeah, that's it for today. Okay, so we've got the first exercise. It's just a simple shoulder shrug. You can't see, but my hands on my legs sitting here, and all we're pretty much going to do is just raise our shoulders all the way up and all the way down. Yeah, so all the way up and all the way down. So we're going to do that about 20 times each, or 20 times for each one of these exercises. Yeah, so I'm just going to show you and then I'm going to do the rest after. So 20 times. Alright, the next exercise that we have is just a forward roll. So you're just trying to bring your shoulders forward without moving the rest of your body, and then back in line. Yeah, so forward and then back in line. Yeah, so forward, back in line. Just moving those shoulders. Alright, so I'm going to go down a bit so you can see. Oh, going down. Alright, so sitting up straight, hands turned out in front of you. Make sure you pull your shoulder blades back. So see how my shoulders go back when I pull them together. We're just going to rotate in, yeah, as far as you can. Obviously everyone's range of motion is going to be different. Make sure you keep your back together and then all the way up. Yeah, so what we're working on is actually moving the ball of the shoulder in its socket and not the muscles and stuff and the subscap around it. Yeah, so we're just trying to move the socket in the joint, not everything else. Yeah, so pretty much to explain, shoulder girdle, the ball, we're just trying to move the ball around. Yeah, not everything else that goes around it. Yeah, so we're not trying to move all of it together, we're just trying to move the ball. Yeah, so the reason is so that way it doesn't get stiff. So when you are able to actually start like more intensive rehab and doing exercises, you're not gonna have that stiff ache where you're like, oh, it really aches in the joint. So the whole point is to keep it moving, and that way when you can actually start the strengthening exercises, you'll be good to go. Yeah, so same thing, pinch the shoulder blades back, coming all the way in and all the way up. Yeah, so we got these funky ones too, so I'm just gonna lay down and show you. So these are passive range of motion. Alright, so you're gonna use your non-hand, your good hand pretty much, laying down on the bed. You're gonna hold your operated arm and it's gonna come all the way up as high as you can go, and then all the way down. So just so you know, remember the non-surgical arm is the one doing all the work. Alright, so all the way up and all the way down. Yeah, nice and simple. The next one I've been given is the overhead reach. Yeah, so you're gonna start from this position. So remember, this arm still does all the work. So starting up here, you're just gonna go back, guiding this arm as far as you can, and then coming back. Yeah. So as far as you can, and then coming back. Yeah. So the whole point of that is to make sure, sorry, let refocus. The whole point of that is that we're just trying to get the arm moving again and teaching it how it should move in the socket. And remember, when you're doing it, your non-surgical arm is doing all the work, right? So when you hold it together, this arm is the one leading it, right? Don't try and do it by itself, because that's not how we're doing it, yeah? Because we need to reteach all the muscles and the socket how it's working again, yeah? So it's like learning from square one. Alright, next one we have is the gecko. Alright, so what we're going to do is, I'm going to show you on the wall. Up here. Alright, let me get in the camera view. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to start with your hands on the wall, and we're legit just crawling up as high as we can go. Yeah, so we're going to start here, and you're just going to crawl. Alright, so you go as high as you can. And down. Yeah, so all the way up. And down. Alright, so remember doing each one 20 times each. Okay, so 20 times each. And remember, when you're doing it, you go for when it feels a little bit tight. Alright, so remember not to actually force it past where it really wants to go. The whole point is just to slowly stretch it and slowly get it moving again, because the last thing you want to do is to re-snap it, and then you'll be in a world of hurt, going through surgery again, starting all over again, if you've paid for it, paying all that money again. So we don't want to do that. You just want to put it through its range of motion and then let it work itself out. So remember, I do them 3 times a day, so normally morning, midday and before bed. 20 times each, and then 3 times a day, just to get the socket moving in the shoulder. In 2 weeks time, I go to see the physio again to hopefully get the sling off, and then hopefully start some actually strengthening movements, which will be exciting. So if you've liked this, make sure you subscribe and like. Next video will be at 6 weeks, so 2 weeks from today, which will be exciting. Yeah, so like I said, if you like it, subscribe, like, follow my channel, and watch my journey as I go. But until then, I'll see you all soon.